New baby snakes. These ones hatched over at Richard Bilbo's house. Holy smokes.
Wow.
So these are supposed to just be platy marbles, but he got a bunch of tigery looking things. Look at this.
Man, these are crazy.
Look how much this one looks like a tiger. Look at that. That's crazy. That's not like any wild type I've ever seen. I mean, Calatoas have that back stripe, but what is this? When I see stuff like that, it makes me happy again.
Freaking nuts, man. I've never seen anything like that.
Look at that. Look at all the black.
Except for maybe that one at Eric Lee's.
It's crazy.
And that was a mainland, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, these ones are Calatoa, Slayer, and probably Coyote, but old school Superdwarf. It's not supposed to be a tiger. It looks like a platy tiger or a platy jag or something.
Right?
Funky. That's pretty cool.
Dude, look at that speckling inside those rosettes. That's so cool.
See that? Yeah.
That's so cool.
Ain't no job like a reptile job.
Between what we've done this year, which was not a lot in-house, because of the move being in October, it kind of messed up the whole breeding season. So we didn't get a lot of in-house snakes, but we held heavy last year. So now those snakes are now starting to upgrade into bigger cages, and that just creates this huge influx of work. You know, you clean one of these tubs, 2 minutes. Talking about a 4-footer, I mean, you're 10 minutes in. So every snake that gets upgraded from a tub to a cage is just a lot more work. I feel that a snake this size in a tub this big is perfect. What I would really like to do is have snakes this size in that tub and just have all kinds of climbing and exploratory, like as you can see. What I've done with this snake is she was going into shed, and we have low humidity, so I just piled up some nice cocoa block, got it wet, and we had a real good shed. No stuck shed on this snake whatsoever. So stuff like that, I think, enhances the life of the snake. And that's what I'm more about, enhancing the life of the snake, seeing what the snake wants and providing that. When you're in a little tub like this, it's difficult to provide all the necessary things that I believe this snake needs. This snake wants a hide, it wants to climb, it wants water, it doesn't necessarily like just sitting on paper all the time, so you give it different substrates. In the perfect world, this little baby hatchling is in a 40. There's all kinds of toys and whatnot for it to play on. Its life is super good. You set that tub up like that, that just adds all kinds of work because everything that's in there needs to be cleaned and sanitized every week. It's that balance of how much enrichment do we give them versus how much time do we have to clean them. Tim's been a huge help. We wouldn't be where we're at right now without Tim. There's a lot of things that he has taken off of my plate and allowed me to be able to concentrate on certain aspects of the care and breeding of these snakes. We're coming out of the retics breeding right now, but we're diving head first into the house snakes breeding. I've only got like 6 or 7 retics that I'm trying to breed, but I have 30 or 40 house snakes I'm trying to get done. We're filming.
To interrupt.
We were just talking about how Rob's running out of space.
He hates running out of space. I don't know what his big problem is. I say, hey, Rob, low overhead. It's great.
What overhead?
Yeah, we got like 8-foot ceilings in here. I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, the last place had like 6-foot ceilings.
The last shop was really low overhead.
I have less scars on my head now already just because we're not there.
You took like 3 chunks out of your head during moving day.
That is true. And I still smack my head here in certain areas. My dream for this snake room is to give them everything that they want. But I also have another dream for the industry. I would like the industry to change.
Oh my
Are you
God.
kidding me right now?
Hey, you know what? We just don't have the space. We all gotta work in the same space someday.
I want to give the snakes as much as I possibly can. On the other hand, I want people to see that and go, holy cow, this is what we should be doing. We shouldn't be keeping these snakes in little tubs in the shelf. We should be keeping these snakes in bigger enclosures.
But I just can't believe that, like, from the other shop, we had a little wheelie cart this big. And we're like, oh yeah, this is gonna be this huge shipping thing that will never be full. And then it's like, first good weather day, it's full. I mean, I'll tell you that, like, moving day, we moved over here and we were full. And I was like, I can't believe we filled it, because, I mean, it's a 3-story building, but just this floor was 6 times the size of the space we were using over at the other place, and we filled it. Now that's kind of surprising, kind of not, because that other space in the house was like extremely efficient. We used every square inch. We literally built caging around, like we've got cages that instead of 8-footers are like 7 foot 2 inches or something, because that was the space that we had. So when you move it over here, it no longer fits in the exact same spots and spreads out a little bit. However, since then, we've built a giant wall of new cages. We've moved in tons of racks filled with house snakes. We've been upgrading a ton of our animals that were in racks, snake racks, like growing up, into like tall enclosures. We've got close to another 50 cages coming. And I mean, you can see we already filled that wall, but we're gonna fill every space in that snake room with nothing but enclosures. Part of the reason why we're running out of space is because we're giving the animals way more space. And we have really cool plans, like the playgrounds and giant, you know, like planted enclosures that the animals will have access to from their more minimalistic industrial enclosures that we're not willing to compromise on to get a few more stacks in there. So I mean, basically what it means is if we really want to have it all, we can't compromise that. So like, we could move the staff into this space and give the office to the snakes to expand the snake thing, but we kind of need this space. I mean, we already have a bunch of storage. Obviously we have live feeders, frozen feeders, and then I desperately want to keep this available so that we can start our little museum that we had plans on. Plus it's a really useful area for staging, building out all the new enclosures that we're making. You know, we got some finished ones and some work in progress ones and some stuff like that. So like, one of the funny things is, like, you could probably put snakes in different areas, but you have to think about temperature control. This room is all nicely temperature controlled for the snakes. And if we remove these doors and we put up a door on that space right there, we can kind of take over this space with the same temperature control, but it gives up our offices and gives up my office, really. The area up here, this is our big, pretty, nice area. And even without trying, we're taking up a bunch of space in here because we needed somewhere to work on our trade show booth, because we're doing upgrades constantly and upfitting that, making sure that's ready to go. So that ends up overflowing into here. I mean, if we give up the rent on this space and the income that it would do, I could probably try to get out of the contract with the realtor, you know, on the commercial rental, and move us up here. I mean, the place is gonna rent for just about $3,000 a month. So we'd be giving up that $3,000 a month in revenue, and all the expansion that we would be doing is comfort level stuff. So like, everyone would have a bigger office. All the animals would have bigger cages, but those are all bigger expenses. So it's kind of like, you know, I don't know. I'm allergic to expenses.
Is that why you sneeze so much?
Must be. If I could only get someone to buy all these old logo shirts, then I'm sure we would be just fine. Discount old logo shirts. Buy one, get one half off.
I think Hadley's gonna be over here. Yo, what is that noise? What the heck? Yo, Joe? What's up?